Good morning friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS. So guys, here we are about to start the session. The PDF for today's session has already been uploaded. You can download the PDF from our Telegram group. आप जाके Telegram group से PDF डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. Shamlal, Mohit, Ajay, Cake Planet, Ritu, Sukhpreet, good morning everyone. So we will be starting this session in couple of minutes. Let the other people also join us. बाकी लोग भी हमें ज्वाइन कर लें. We will be starting this session. So I hope you guys are doing well in your life. Okay. So keep working hard. This is the message that I have for you. Because without hard work, it will be difficult to achieve your goals. This UPSC journey is like this only. You have to do a lot of, hard work in this journey. So Akanksha, good morning. But this hard work that you will be putting in the UPSC journey, it will be fruitful for you. वो waste नहीं होगा, वो fruitful होगा आपके लिए. Vicky Gautam Yadav, good morning. That will be fruitful for you. Okay. So that's the point which I wanted to make. So let's see what exactly is there for us. अभी शुरू करेंगे. Sufficient number of people have already joined us. काफ़ी लोग हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं. सो अनमोल, आयुष, राकेश, यमनदीप, गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन. चलिए, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द सेशन विदाउट वेस्टिंग मच टाइम. चलिए, सो हियर वी हैव दिस स्टेटमेंट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. नाउ दिस स्टेटमेंट इज सेइंग दैट टाइम इज ऑलवेज राइट टू डू व्हाट इज राइट. ओके. See, you need to understand one thing here. Whenever I say that we have to follow ethics in our life, so it is not, you can say, it doesn't depend upon the time. It doesn't depend upon the circumstances. You know what is right, okay? If you have this clarity in your mind that what is right, then you have to just implement it. Start living that life. Start living that life. That's the most crucial part. You cannot wait for a particular time that, okay, at that time, in that situation, I will be ethical. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. In each and every situation, you have to remain ethical. That's the point you have to understand. So, like when we knew that we have to fight against the social evils that are present in our society, so we came out with the constitution, and your constitution abolish untouchability. आपके constitution ने untouchability को abolish किया, right? Just right in the beginning of the Indian Republic, or just in the beginning of new Indian democracy, we had taken that particular decision because we knew it that it was the right thing to do. हमें मालूम था कि वो चीज़ बिल्कुल सही है, and we did it. We did it. This is the point you have to understand. This is the point you have to understand. Along with that, suppose I am giving you a case study to you. Now, suppose you are working as a district collector. आप district collector बन के बैठे हो. In the evening, okay, a lady is approaching. A old lady है वहाँ पे. Okay, it's raining at that time. बहुत बारिश हो रही है. आप अपने घर पे हो. आप अपने you are at your home. DC is at his home. Now that old lady has come up to you. She doesn't have any accommodation. उनके पास रहने की कोई जगह नहीं है. Okay, उनके पास रहने की कोई जगह नहीं है. So in that scenario, we know this particular fact that you have to help her out. आपको ये चीज मालूम है, you have to help her out. Without your help, she will not be able to, you can say, survive that night. She may have some problem. उनको कुछ problem हो सकती है. So in that scenario, it is important that you cannot wait for next day. आप ये नहीं बोलोगे कि कल सुबह आ जाओ, कल सुबह आप DC ऑफिस में आके बात कर लो, अभी ये मेरा प्राइवेट टाइम है, I am at my place with my family. No, certainly not. No, certainly not. Because here you know this particular fact that you have to help her out, then you just start helping her out. This is the point. You cannot wait for the next day. So this is how you have to understand these things. So हमारे को ये सारी चीजें समझनी होती हैं. And the point is this: the time will always be right इफ यू नो व्हाट इज एथिकल, अपनी लाइफ के अंदर, अपनी प्रिपरेशन के अंदर ऑनेस्टी के साथ आगे बढ़ते रहो, नो मैटर व्हाट, आपको पता है सही क्या है, यू नो योर शॉर्ट फॉल्स एंड यू शुड कीप ऑन वर्किंग टू improve them out. Okay, that's the point here. So we'll move to the you know discussion session now. So let's see what exactly is there for us. So Shinde wins the vote, says he is with Sena. Okay, so this whole issue is going on. We'll not get into the politics of this particular issue, and anti-defection and all, we have already discussed those particular things. So there are few things that you should know. Now, constitution does not prescribe any qualifications for the office of chief minister, although it is expected that he must be a member of legislative assembly. Other than that, additional qualifications have not been mentioned in your constitution. Now, it may be noted that there is no constitutional bar to the appointment of known members as chief minister. Means, even if a person is not a member of legislative assembly, he can be appointed as chief minister. बिल्कुल उनको chief minister बनाया जा सकता है, even if he is not a member of state assembly. But you need to understand that within 6 months, he have to be elected as a member of legislative assembly, or if the state legislature has legislative council, so within 6 months he is supposed to be a member. 6 महीने के अंदर अंदर मेंबर जो है इनको बनना पड़ेगा. दैट्स द एडिशनल पॉइंट. बट देर इज नो, यू कैन से, बार ऑन द bar given by the constitution that a particular person, if it is he or she is not a member, you cannot appoint him. Still he can be made a chief minister. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल उनको चीफ मिनिस्टर बनाया जा सकता है, ठीक है ना. सो दिस इज द पॉइंट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. बट द एडिशनल यू कैन से थिंग इज दैट विद इन 6 months द मेंबरशिप हैव टू बी प्रूवन. उनको इलेक्शन लड़के आना पड़ेगा, या एमएलसी के अंदर जो है मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल, he can be elected there as well. Okay, so this provision should be known to you. This provision should be known to you. Okay, so let's move to the next news item. So here we have this news: Congress moves against the Rathore for fake news. Okay, see, you need to understand one thing. Whenever we talk about fake news, you need to understand that politicians, they take benefit of it. Politicians बहुत इसका benefit उठाते हैं for their electoral gains and all. Okay, for the electoral gains. Now you need to understand one thing here. What's the problem with the fake news? The problem with the fake news at present is there is no legal definition that is available. Okay, कोई legal definition जो है यहाँ पे available नहीं है. And apart from that, these days there is commercialization of news is also taking place. Okay, what is this commercialization? So these political parties, what they do, they will ask particular newspapers to publish their good works. Okay, to publish their good works. Now those works, whether those have been done or not, no one knows. किसी को नहीं पता कि वो काम सही में हुए हैं कि नहीं हुए. The point is very simple, and I am telling you this thing. Even you can get it in The Hindu as well. The publication is carried out in the news format. आपको पता भी नहीं लगेगा कि वो गवर्नमेंट, वो किसी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ने ऐड दी है कि वो, या फिर वो न्यूज लेजिटिमेट न्यूज है, बिकॉज one page can be added to the newspaper. This is how things are done. This is how things are done. Okay, there is no, you can say, verification whether those things have been really produced by those particular political parties. क्या वाकई उन्होंने उतना अच्छा काम किया है अपने अपने स्टेट के अंदर, अपने अपने एरिया के अंदर? there is no clarity on that. Okay, so this is the point that should be, you can say, understood by you. Now here also again Congress is, saying that this fake news have been shared, fake video have been shared by the respective minister. The point is very simple. I am saying that how do you define what is fake? Because till now there is no single definition in the legal terms that is available, so that you can work upon them and you can really deal with the fake news. आपके पास कोई definition तो है नहीं, तो fake news के साथ आप कैसे deal करोगे? ये तो क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए ना कि फेक न्यूज क्या होती है. सो दैट्स व्हाई दीज थिंग्स आर टू बी एड्रेस्ड नाउ, एंड आई एम सेइंग दैट This is also one of the reason which is creating trouble to your media, and media was once a time considered as the fourth pillar of democracy. Okay, so this fourth pillar of democracy, if it is being misused by this fake videos or fake news, definitely it means that we are moving in a wrong direction. Okay, वाकई हम wrong direction में यहाँ से जा रहे हैं. So this is the point that should be understood by you. So we'll move to the next part now. So other than that, on this page there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, so 13 killed in Himachal bus accident. Okay, so this is the means major problem. So people are saying that widening of the road should be carried out. अब देखो road की widening होगी, then it will start damaging the mountain. Okay, so mountain को damage होगा. So what should be the solution? So that's the most significant point here. Okay, तो हम ज़्यादा सड़क को भी नहीं चौड़ा कर सकते, और we have to come out with some better solution. That's the point here. Other than that there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है. Okay, so here we are moving in different, you can say, editorial section. सीधा उसी पे चलते हैं. We'll discuss what exactly is there in today's editorial. So in between, like in these states news, there is nothing much, कुछ खास है नहीं यहाँ पे. Okay, so yes, here we are now. A chaotic world, the perils of multilateralism. Okay, so these are the developments that are taking place. These are the developments that are taking place. Okay, so आमिर is saying sir bilingual properly नहीं हो पा रहा है, इंग्लिश का काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. सो आमिर सर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इंग्लिश में करेंगे तो हिंदी वाले बोलेंगे, हिंदी में करेंगे तो इंग्लिश वाले बोलेंगे. तो डोंट वरी, आई विल ट्राई माई लेवल बेस्ट. ठीक है ना, चलिए निराश नहीं करेंगे हम आपको. चलिए, सो ए chaotic world, the perils of the multilateralism. So first of all you need to understand what is multilateralism. Multi means many. Okay, so in your international relations, multilateralism means that, इसका क्या मतलब हुआ, that there are many countries, means more than one countries, there are many countries which have the ability to influence the global politics, जिनमें इतना दम है कि global politics को वो influence कर सकें. Okay, so this is called multilateralism, that you have different groups. अगर आप ग्रुप्स भी बनाते हो, ओके, यूनाइटेड नेशन, WTO, देयर ऑल्सो यू हैव पार्टिसिपेशन फ्रॉम मल्टीपल ग्रुप्स. वहां पे भी मल्टीपल कंट्रीज पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है ना, किसी की मोनोपोली नहीं चलती है यहाँ पे. ओके, सो हियर इट वाज सेड दैट अर्लियर वी वर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स मल्टीलेटरलिज्म. भाई पहले ऐसा बोलते थे कि हम लोग जा रहे हैं मल्टीलेटरलिज्म की तरफ. बट राइट नाउ देर आर सम डेवलपमेंट इन द सेंस, आप आज की डेट में ट्रेड ब्लॉक उठा के देख लो. Okay, so if you go by the multilateralism, it means that WTO जैसी entity जो है वो काम करेगी. But look how things are happening. Like-minded countries, okay, they are working together. Developed nations, they want to trade with only developed nations. Developed nations हमेशा developed nation के साथ trade करने के अंदर ज़्यादा comfortable है. ठीक है, डेवलपिंग नेशन और अंडर डेवलप्ड नेशन, दे आर मोर कंफर्टेबल इन हैविंग ट्रेड विद द अंडर डेवलप्ड नेशन. सो इन दिस वे मल्टीपल ट्रेड ब्लॉक्स आर कमिंग अप. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी से दैट समहाउ इट इज अपीयरिंग कि मल्टीलेटरलिज्म को थोड़ा धक्का पहुंच रहा है. ओके, दैट समहाउ इट इज ऑन डिक्लाइन. सो दैट्स द पॉइंट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. एंड हियर इन दिस पर्टिकुलर यू कैन से circumstances, or in this particular arrangement, this editorial is discussing about future of BRICS. कि भाई ब्रिक्स का क्या फ्यूचर होगा यहाँ पे. ओके, सो दिस इज द आइडिया दैट इज बीइंग डिस्कस्ड बाय देम. नाउ फर्स्ट थिंग यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, ये ब्रिक्स नाम की चीज आती कहाँ से है. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर आइडिया वाज दैट दीज आर द डेवलपिंग नेशंस. तो ये सारे के सारे अलग अलग कॉन्टिनेंट के डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज थे. ओके, देयर डेवलपमेंट ग्रोथ रेट वाज नियरली सेम, सबका ग्रोथ रेट वगैरह सब लोग सेम चीज से ग्रो कर रहे थे. ओके, नाउ with this idea that okay, there are chances that these developed nations, अब developed nations का बोलबाला कहाँ चलता है, IMF के ऊपर, WTO के ऊपर. These areas, these particular units are dominated by the developed nations. World Bank इधर भी इनकी domination है. So they thought that हमारे interest तो undermine हो जाएंगे, let's form another group, and this BRICS came into existence. Okay, and China was initially very interested in this. China was putting lot more energy, काफी जोर शोर से इन्होंने ब्रिक्स बनाया यहाँ पे. Okay, so this was the idea that collectively they will dominate the global growth by 2050, and definitely these countries, if they are together. अब देखो रशिया ने तो वॉर कर लिया है, because Russia is now weak, economically also weak. Okay, so Russia is, we are ruling out. But if you look into the other countries, India is there, China is there, Brazil is there, South Africa is there. They are competent enough. They are competent enough. Okay, उनमें इतना दम है यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना. सो chaotic मीन्स बहुत शोर है यहाँ पे, बहुत एक तरीके से चीजें जल्दी जल्दी हो रही हैं, कोई ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सिस्टम नहीं चल रहा है. इसका मतलब है chaotic का मतलब ये होता है. So this is how things are coming up. Now, if you look into reality, these countries definitely they have the potential. देखो इनमें potential तो बहुत है, but look what is happening right now. These BRICS countries, if you look into this aspect, okay, now Russia, we are ruling it out because Russia is under war, and this war is going on from last 4 months, 2.5 months, and it can rest up to 6 months or 1 year. This is what experts are saying. 4 months के अंदर भी कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं that okay, proper resolution will be carried out. कोई resolution यहाँ पे जरूर आ जाएगा, as global powers are, they are already intervening. They are trying to resolve this particular, you can say, this war issue as early as possible. Now this particular BRICS, if you talk about, at present Russia is indulged there. China was under lockdown. China अंदर lockdown था. Those lockdown have been lifted just now. Okay, आज की डेट में थोड़ा बहुत इन्होंने रिलैक्सेशन दिया है, but it means that Chinese economy is under too much pressure. चाइना की इकोनॉमी प्रेशर में है. Same is the case with Brazil. So it is said that it is only India and South Africa which are primarily left, which are going to play important role. ये है, but along with that, under these circumstances as well, there are other problems as well. Now, majorly India and China, the Galwan incident is going on. Okay, Galwan incident चल रहा है आज की डेट में. So we have a clarity on that aspect that okay, if till the time China is not normalizing the border situation, we cannot have a good relations with China. और जब आप ये बात करते हो कि यू कैन नॉट हैव अ गुड रिलेशन विद चाइना, इट मींस दैट इट विल बी विजिबल इन द ब्रिक्स एज वेल. ब्रिक्स में भी तो इसको विजिबिलिटी आएगी ना. अगर आपकी कुछ मन मुटाव है, लड़ाई है चाइना के साथ, तो इट विल बी विजिबल इवन इन द ब्रिक्स. दैट्स द पॉइंट वी आर मेकिंग हियर. ओके, वो वहां पे भी विजिबल हो जाएगा. दिस इज द पॉइंट. नाउ वी नो दैट LAC पूरी की पूरी एकदम गर्म है आज. ठीक है, गर्म in the sense that soldiers are being deployed and this situation is there. Tensions are there. Other point is this: China wanted to use BRICS for its own benefit, and they think that BRICS is nothing but an extension of Belt and Road Initiative. Now, under this Belt and Road Initiative, China is investing in infrastructure development, okay, and connecting major manufacturing areas in China to the rest of the world. पूरी दुनिया को वो जोड़ना चाहते हैं through the infrastructure development. They provide loan, they provide technology, और पुल वुल भी वो आराम से बना देते हैं, infrastructure भी वो create कर देते हैं. So this is how the idea is. Now China wants to dominate the whole world, and they want to use the BRICS as the extension of Belt and Road Initiative. Now India is not a part of this Belt and Road Initiative. India ने इसका part नहीं बनाया है, ठीक है ना. That's the point here. And we know that China has this policy of debt trap. ये उधार देके आपको फंसा लेगा अपने जाल में. And this is what China has done with Sri Lanka. And right now Sri Lankan economy is under tremendous pressure, and it is India which is helping it. इंडिया ही तो हेल्प कर रहा है श्रीलंका की आज की डेट में. दैट्स द पॉइंट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो दिस इज हाउ द होल इक्वेशन इज. चाइना हैज इट्स ओन डिजाइन टू यूज द सिस्टम फॉर इट्स ओन बेनिफिट. वो किसी और का भला नहीं होने देना चाहता है यहाँ पे. एंड द प्रॉब्लम विद दिस इज दैट दिस इज नॉट जस्ट कन्फाइंड टू ब्रिक्स. ये ब्रिक्स तक लिमिटेड नहीं है. वेर एवर चाइना इज देयर एज अ मेंबर, चाइना ट्राइज टू डोमिनेट दैट पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप. बिल्कुल चाइना उस ग्रुप को डोमिनेट करने की कोशिश करता है. सो दिस इज हाउ इट्स अ problem, and here it is visible that okay, in this particular arrangement, when you have so much differences, how can we you can say restore the multilateralism. कैसे आप multilateralism लेके आओगे जब इतने ज्यादा डिस्प्यूट आपके चल रहे हैं. सो दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन टोल्ड इन दिस एडिटोरियल. Okay, so we'll move to the next part now. आगे चलते हैं. So India needs to scale up the direct nutrition interventions. Okay, so here there are few things that are mentioned. So one thing is that, see, uh, delivery से पहले you need to provide some assistance to the mother. Okay, so that's one part here. Post delivery as well, you have to keep a close watch on mother and child. That is also very, you can say, significant here. And it is said that 1,000 days are very important. 1,000 days in the sense that 270 days of pregnancy. Along with that, you have to take follow up for 6, you can say, 730 days. Okay, means this is how we need to plan things. If we are planning things in this way, then only we can assure that you will be able to provide, you can say, quality nutrition to the newborn child. And these days are important because these are the days, if nutrition is not provided, then it can impact the growth of that child. पहले 1000 दिन के अंदर बहुत important है that you need to provide some assistance. So this is what has been told in this editorial, that we need to focus on those particular areas. Now I am saying that it is not just like that. Okay, so we should know this fact that nearly 40% of Indian women are anemic. Okay, means they may be having the deficiency of iron, unke paas iron ki deficiency, and all those problems are existing. We also know the fact that in India still child marriage is going on. अब चाइल्ड मैरिज आपकी डेट में, आज की डेट में भी हो रही है. सो चाइल्ड मैरिज मीन्स दैट देयर विल बी अर्ली प्रेगनेंसी. ठीक है ना, अर्ली प्रेगनेंसी हो जाएगी. ओके, इवन इफ द डेट इज 18 ईयर्स, मतलब 18 साल की भी मान लो एज है हमारे यहाँ पे. सो इन दैट सिनेरियो एज वेल, द गर्ल इज नॉट दैट मेंटली डेवलप्ड. जरूरी नहीं है कि वो मेंटली डेवलप हो जाए मदर बनने के लिए. इट्स अ वेरी बिग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. The body of woman undergoes a tremendous change, and we need to be clear about that. Apart from that, anemic girl, anemic mother will definitely will give birth to a, you can say, undernourished child. अगर जो मदर अनीमिक होगी, वो बच्चा जो होगा वो अनीमिक पैदा होगा, वो अंडरनरिश्ड पैदा होगा. दैट्स द पॉइंट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो इन दिस सिनेरियो वी हैव टू हैव अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव प्लान. पूरा कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव प्लान आपको लेके आना है, विच लुक्स इनटू द इंप्रूविंग हेल्थ ऑफ एडोलेसेंट गर्ल्स, मदर्स. वो सारा पार्ट उसके अंदर कवर हो यहाँ पे. So here we will discuss this editorial. So they are saying that pre-conception nutrition, maternal nutrition, and child feeding practices in first 1,000 days of life need to be priority. You have to make sure that women in your country are healthy so that they can give birth to healthy child. That's the point we are making here. So there are a lot of things that are to be carried out. Already the government was, discussing that age, marriageable age for girl is to be increased to 21 years. So already this was debated. Yes, अभी भी debate चल रहा है. So definitely this is the additional benefit it is going to bring. So you will have time, the girl will have time to, you can say, improve her health. अपनी health को improve करेंगे before the pregnancy. So this is how things can be planned here. Now there are some factual things that are there and you can use those facts. आप इस facts को note down कर लेना and you can use these facts in your answers. Means primarily if there is a question on women, there also you can use these facts. आप essay के अंदर भी इसको use कर सकते हो. And definitely the question will be there in your GS paper 3. There again you can use this particular information. Okay, so they are saying that like even after 7 decades of independence we are still dealing with those particular problems जो उस time पे भी थी, आज की भी वही समस्या है. That is child malnutrition is there. Okay, 35% stunted, 67% anemic. Okay, so means this is how the reality is. Now poor nutrition, it impacts the health and the survival, you can say, ability of a particular child. It also impacts the performance in the schools and in other activities. मतलब आप देखो ये बच्चा जो undernourished है, you cannot expect him to come out with the good productivity. उनकी productivity इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं होगी. That's the point you have to understand. So here we have to deal with this particular issue. सो प्रोडक्टिविटी के ऊपर आपको जरूर यहाँ पे ध्यान देना है, एंड द पॉइंट इज दिस, प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन विल बी लिंक्ड टू द how that person have been, you can say, brought up in the childhood. बचपन में कैसा रहा है व्यवहार, उस पर चीजें बहुत डिपेंड करती हैं, ठीक है ना, whether proper food and other things were there or not. Now it is said that in adulthood it impacts your earning because productivity will be less. It impacts the risk of chronic disease such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity. ये सारी समस्याएं आ जाएंगी. So to deal with all these things, government did come out with the National Nutrition Mission, and it was rebranded as Poshan Abhiyan. Okay, Poshan Abhiyan rebrand हुआ यहाँ पे. Okay, and the major objective was to reduce malnutrition in women, children, and adolescent girls. So Ministry of Women and Child, they continue to be a nodal ministry. Okay, now this is the prelims related fact, you should note it down कि भी इस पूरे पूरे नेशनल न्यूट्रिशन मिशन या पोषण अभियान को इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए मिनिस्ट्री कौन सी है, दैट इज योर नोडल मिनिस्ट्री इज योर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ, यू कैन से, वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड, नॉट योर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ. देखो कंफ्यूजन किस में हो सकता है, दो मिनिस्ट्री में होगा, या तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ में कंफ्यूजन होगा या इसमें होगा. सो यू नीड टू बी क्लियर अबाउट इट. ओके, दैट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ इज नॉट द नोडल एजेंसी एंड दिस इज द नोडल एजेंसी. सो हेयर वी हैव दिस क्लैरिटी. Now here the point is this 1000 days, this is how things are divided. So 270 days of pregnancy and 730 are the postnatal days. Okay, बच्चा होने के बाद, डिलीवरी होने के बाद, so those particular days are important and you have to focus on them. This is how things are done. So we have reframed this particular Poshan Abhiyan, and here we are talking about Poshan 2.0, which is putting emphasis on some additional things. So like they are talking about, you know, nutrition interventions, that okay, आपके यहाँ पे fortified food दिया जा रहा है यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना, fortified food दिया जा रहा है, means the food is rich in nutrients, not only just the macronutrients, it's also include the micronutrients, minerals and all. Okay, so fortified food has been introduced, and there we are also talking about creating awareness among the masses. आप यहाँ पे awareness create कर रहे हो, you are linking it with the women empowerment. Okay, you are linking it with the women empowerment. We are working on increasing the coverage of that particular scheme. तो आप उस स्कीम की कवरेज को यहाँ पे एक्सपैंड कर रहे हो थोड़ा. यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इम्प्रूविंग द क्वालिटी ऑफ सैनिटेशन, वाटर, हाइजीन, दोज थिंग्स आर क्वाइट इंटरलिंक्ड. ये सारी की सारी चीजें जो हैं ये इंटरलिंक्ड होती हैं, ठीक है ना. सो हेयर ऑल्सो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट creating awareness regarding the breastfeeding, and it is also, it has been found that okay, breastfeeding, it plays a really important role. And if you are creating awareness among the mothers regarding the breastfeeding, the benefit of the breastfeeding that it can bring to the child, so it will be really very helpful in improving the overall health of the child. बहुत ज़्यादा यहाँ पे हेल्प करेगा, एंड यू आर ऑलरेडी वर्किंग ऑन क्रिएटिंग अवेयरनेस, उसके ऊपर भी आप काम कर रहे हो. ओके, वी मस्ट एक्ट नाउ, इन्वेस्ट फाइनेंसेस एनर्जी इन द मिशन मोड. दिस इज हाउ थिंग्स आर टू बी डन, बिकॉज बिना फंडिंग के तो आप कुछ भी नहीं कर पाओगे. सो हेयर द थिंग इज दैट यू नीड टू हैव दिस अरेंजमेंट एंड यू हैव टू इन्वेस्ट मोर मनी. इट विल बी रिक्वायर्ड. ओके, तो ये सारी चीजें हमें करनी है. एंड वन ऑफ द, यू कैन से, रियली गुड सजेशन दैट दे कम आउट विद दिस इज दैट in the Man Ki Baat program that Modi ji carried out, okay, this editorial is suggesting that he can talk about the Poshan 2.0, because Modi ji will be a really effective person to create awareness among masses. So regarding the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan as well, Modi ji created the, you can say, awareness, as the message was sent right from the top. आपके देश की टॉप लीडरशिप वो मैसेज दे रही थी. सो हेयर ऑल्सो अगेन वी कैन यूटिलाइज द पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स एंड इट विल बी रियली वेरी इफेक्टिव. इट विल बी रियली वेरी इफेक्टिव. सो दिस इज द पॉइंट दैट हैव बीन मेड. सो विल मूव टू द नेक्स्ट नाउ. आगे चलते हैं, देखते हैं और क्या है यहाँ पे. ओके, सो हेयर वी आर मूविंग. other editorial is this. Okay, the problem with our university vision. See, you need to understand one thing. So we are working on improving the rankings of our higher education institution. Okay, हमारा फोकस जो है हमारा हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन की ग्लोबल रैंकिंग बढ़ाने का है. बट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, वी आर ओनली वर्किंग ऑन फ्यू इंस्टीट्यूशन. Now say you have selected 100 universities. I am saying that 100 universities or colleges, like is it going to address the overall problem that is existing in Indian education system? कि सिर्फ 200 आपके 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज के ऊपर फोकस करने से क्या आप ओवरऑल इंडियन एजुकेशन सिस्टम को इंप्रूव कर पाओगे? सर्टेनली नॉट. लुक एट द प्रॉब्लम्स दैट आर एग्जिस्टिंग. Look at the problems that are existing. So you have to work on lot of other areas. Without that, you just looking into few institutions, facilitating few institutions, funding few institutions, it is not going to improve the overall health of your education system. इतना ज़्यादा कुछ खास असर नहीं पड़ने वाला है. This is the important point here. So we need to have a comprehensive plan where you are going to address the requirements of not only just these few institutions, also of those institutions which are there at the state level. हर छोटे से छोटे इंस्टीट्यूट को आपको ओवरऑल इंप्रूव करना पड़ेगा. That's the most significant point here. So this is what has been told here. You cannot just select and focus on few institutions. Okay. So here you need to understand what are the local conditions, and we cannot compare our institutions with the rest of the world. भाई हमारा देश है, हमारी अपनी requirement है. You have to make sure that you develop a system, you develop an education system which addresses the requirements of your local interest. This is what is required. Having your institutions on the basis of global parameters, it is not, you can say, acceptable. वो चीज required नहीं है कि दुनिया कैसी चल रही है आप अपने institutions को भी वैसा बना रहे हो. Make sure that your institutions they address your local demands. उसको address करने वाले institution आपको चाहिए. You cannot compare, you can say, your own institutions which is existing with the, you can say, with those institutions which are existing in US and rest of the world. Their institutions are addressing their demand. Your institution should address your demand. This is how what we'll require. This is what we require. So that's the point you have to understand. So here also we are saying that your institutions in your country, they are facing this problem. Faculty members are not there. Quality teaching is missing here. Research is not being done. So these problems are existing. और major problem क्या है भाई? Research क्यों नहीं हो रही? Teacher क्यों नहीं recruit हो रहा? पैसे नहीं है जी. So funding have to be addressed here. You have to increase your, you can say, educational spending, and that have to be carried out at the public sector. सरकार जब तक एजुकेशन पे पैसा नहीं खर्च करेगी, you cannot expect, you can say, situation to improve, because majority population in your country they are still dependent on the government institution. सरकारी कॉलेज, सरकारी स्कूल, उनके ऊपर सब लोग डिपेंडेंट है. So this is how we have to focus upon, and we need to have this integrated approach. जब भी हम एजुकेशनल सिस्टम की बात करते हैं आपको इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच लिखना पड़ेगा. वाई, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच? मतलब सिंपल सा है, इफ योर स्कूलिंग इज नॉट गुड यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट दैट चाइल्ड टू परफॉर्म इन द कॉलेज. अगर पीछे से बेस ही खराब है तो वो आगे जाके कॉलेज में कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा. दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर. So you need to have this integrated approach where you need to work upon improving the educational system that is there at the school level. Right at the school level, the teaching and the other infrastructural requirements are to be addressed. Then only we will be considering that, okay, at the college level the quality of students as well as, you can say, research and other things will improve. बिना उसके नहीं आप ये expect कर सकते हो. So that's the point which you have to understand. So we'll move to the other news item. So here we have this news. So regarding the, dealing with enforcing single-use plastic ban. So this is the latest, you can say, development. The government have banned the use of single-use plastic. Okay. So rules have been introduced. See, the point is this: ये पहला ban नहीं लगा है इस देश में. Multiple times such type of effort have been made to really, you can say, or to reduce the use of plastics, but still it is going on. The problem is this with the governance. Simple सा फंडा है. Till the time governance is poor, it means that implementation will be not good. Implementation आपका down रहेगा, बेकार रहेगा. So in that scenario you cannot expect the particular measure that you have taken to produce result for you. आप ये उम्मीद भी मत करो कि आपके लिए कुछ result लेके आएगा. So this is the point you have to understand. So here also again they are saying that कि ठीक है ये rule हमने amend कर दी, but what will be the response? That's the major point here. So you need to understand that a single use plastic is an object made of plastic that is intended to be used only once before being disposed of or recycled. So there are some plastics which are to be used only for one time, and we don't want those particular plastics because we want, okay, plastics आज की डेट की रिक्वायरमेंट है, we require plastics for the packaging and other purpose, उसके लिए हमें चाहिए यहाँ पे, but it should not be a single use plastic that you are going to use it just for one. It should be recyclable, वो recyclable होना चाहिए, उसको recycle आप कर सको. This is the reason why we are banning the single use plastic, because you cannot recycle that plastic. So this is how things are done. Now to implement this particular decision, that is to ban the single-use plastic, states and UTs, they have constituted the respective task force और कमेटी लेवल पे उन्होंने बनाया है, यहाँ पे काम करना शुरू किया है. Definitely there is some opposition from the industry, and they are saying that it means that you are going to shut nearly 88,000, you can say, production units of plastic manufacturing, and overall millions of people, they are dependent on it. Okay, and these plastics, they contribute nearly 25,000 crore worth of exports. So we are not just, you can say, manufacturing the plastic for your domestic population, we are also exporting that particular material. So here they are saying that the employment and other things will be impacted. Now the point is this, have we provided any alternative? क्या कोई alternative provide हुआ है? See, we have to understand this thing. We know that environment and ecology, they are important, but job, improving the standard of living and all those things, they are also very important. वो भी हमारे लिए जो है वो important है, ठीक है ना? Isolation में आप उसको नहीं रख सकते हो. So those things are also equally important. That's the point. That's the point here. So what is this single use plastic? So as I told you, this thing, it will be used only once before being disposed of. So there is a list of 21 items that have been, you can say, produced by the government. So they are saying that the definition of single use plastic will include earbuds, they will include the plastic sticks for balloons, plastic flags, candy sticks, ice cream sticks, thermocol for decoration, okay, plates, cups, glasses, forks, spoons, knives, straw, trays, wrapping or packaging films. So all those things are included in that particular list. See, I am really happy with this. Happy in the sense that government has come out with the specific material. Specific एक तरीके से बता दिया है कि हाँ जी ये चीजें बैन होंगी. And from that aspect, it's a good thing. From that aspect, it's a good thing, because otherwise the implementation would have been really very confusing. किसी को कुछ पता ही ना होता कि जी बैन क्या हुआ है क्या नहीं हुआ, ठीक है ना? So this is how you need to understand. They have categorically mentioned about these particular things, so it's a good thing. So one thing you can assure that, okay, this time the implementation might be really good. Now, what is the environmental damage from single-use plastic? So unlike the thicker or the denser plastic material, single-use plastic objects, being light, flexible, are less amenable to being recycled. Recycle नहीं होते हैं यहाँ पे, okay? So that's bit problematic. That bit problematic, and this is how it is creating a major problem. अब recycle नहीं होगा, it means that it is going to exist in the environment, because decomposition भी उसका नहीं होता है. So this is how it is going to stay with us, and it is going to create a damage to your environment. That's the point we are making here. We have seen that multiple, you can say, plastics, they are floating in the marine areas, water bodies में हैं वो, fishes are consuming that. Okay, so really it is very chaotic and undesirable thing. बहुत ही खराब चीज है, and we have to deal with the plastics, and this is the reason why government, they have come out with that decision. Okay, so ये सारी चीजें यहाँ पे सरकार ने ली हैं. So we'll move to the next part here. So need for a space sustainability. Okay, so here you need to understand one thing. This is a major problem that is coming up. The problem is of space debris. So debris matlab kabad. Okay, space debris. Now how does this debris is there? See, whenever a particular satellite is sent in the space, it is having some mission duration. Mission का कुछ duration होता है, ठीक है ना, कुछ टाइम तक होता है, एंड आफ्टर दैट इट इज नॉट वर्किंग, इट इज यूजलेस, वो कबाड़ा बन जाएगा, एंड इट इज मेड टू फ्लोट इन द स्पेस इटसेल्फ, उसको स्पेस में ही रखा जाएगा. दैट्स द पॉइंट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. That's why it's a major problem. Now, as more countries are sending their space mission, जितने ज़्यादा countries यहाँ पे आते जा रहे हैं, space mission send करते जा रहे हैं, more debris will be produced. Okay, और ज़्यादा debris यहाँ पे बनेगा, और ज़्यादा कबाड़ा यहाँ पे बनेगा, and the problem is that in that scenario the chances of accident will also increase. Suppose कीजिए आपकी ये सैटेलाइट जो है रिवॉल्व करते करते किसी और कबाड़े सैटेलाइट के साथ टकरा गई, so again in that scenario there will be a bigger loss. Now the point is this, it is not just confined to that. We know that countries are also working on anti satellite missile system. Okay, अब चाइना के पास एंटी सैटेलाइट मिसाइल सिस्टम है, इंडिया के पास एंटी सैटेलाइट मिसाइल सिस्टम है, रशिया, यूएस, दे आल्सो हैव इट. So in that scenario, if a particular satellite of a particular country is being damaged because of space debris, अब स्पेस के कूड़े की वजह से किसी की सैटेलाइट खराब हो गई, बट that country is thinking that some other country have used the missile technology to damage that satellite. हो सकता है ना ऐसा, मतलब इंडिया चाइना के कंटेक्स्ट में, सपोज इफ एनी इंडियन सैटेलाइट इट इज बीइंग डैमेज्ड बिकॉज ऑफ द स्पेस डेब्रिस, हमें लगेगा कि चाइना ने अटैक किया है हमारे ऊपर. सो इन दैट सिनेरियो द चांसेस ऑफ वॉर एंड अदर डिफरेंसेस माइट इंक्रीज, वो और ज्यादा इंक्रीज हो जाएंगे, एंड दिस इज हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी प्रॉब्लमेटिक. So to deal with all these things, so UN Committee on Peaceful Use of Outer Space in 2019 adopted a set of 21 voluntary and non-binding guidelines. तो ये नॉन बाइंडिंग गाइडलाइंस तो इन्होंने अपने लेवल पे डिक्लेयर किए हैं, दैट हाउ यू विल बी कैरिंग आउट एक्टिविटी इन द आउटर स्पेस. ओके, but till the time we don't have a particular convention or treaty, you cannot be assured about the implementation. Guidelines कौन फॉलो करता है? जब तक आप उनको बाइंडिंग नहीं बनाओगे चीजें इतनी आसानी से नहीं होती हैं, ठीक है ना. So that's the point we are making here. So we need to come out with some ideas. So ISRO has initiated something called Project Netra. So ये prelims के लिए note down कर लेना, क्या करेगा नेत्रा आपका. To monitor space debris, the domestic surveillance system would provide first-hand information on the status of debris, which would aid the further planning on the protecting space assets. भाई आपके पास क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी कि कितना डेब्रिस, कितना कबाड़ कहाँ पे, किस लोकेशन पे स्पेस के अंदर फ्लोट कर रहा है. सो दिस इज हाउ यू विल हैव द क्लैरिटी, तो ये आपके पास अवेलेबल होगा, एंड यू कैन प्लान योर मिशंस अकॉर्डिंगली. फ्यूचर के अंदर जो मिशंस भेजने हैं, दे आर टू बी लोकेटेड इन विच पर्टिकुलर ऑर्बिट, किस ऑर्बिट में आपको लोकेट करना है, एंड ऑल दो थिंग्स यू विल हैव द क्लियर इंफॉर्मेशन. दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर. Okay, so this is how things are. So we'll move to the next now. Next news item is regarding uh, so here we are directly moving to the statement made by the Modi ji. Okay, सीधा मोदी जी की बात पे चलते हैं. मोदी जी ने बोला है India leading the world in digital revolution. Okay, so here in this speech Modi ji has mentioned about what are the new initiatives that the government have taken. So here is the list that we are doing for creating awareness regarding the digital system. So you have Digital India Week, then you have single signing portals like Meri Pehchan, you have Digital India Bhashini, you have Digital India Genesis, you have Chips to Startup program. Okay, so these programs, these are the initiatives that have been taken by the government. So ये सारी बातें मोदी जी ने बोली हैं, and you what's the point is this, suppose if there is a question on digital, you can say technology and all, so you will be mentioning about the steps taken by the government. Okay, तो सरकार ने जो जो स्टेप्स लिए हैं वो आप मेंशन करोगे वहाँ पे. सो हेयर यू नीड टू नोट इट डाउन, आप इसको नोट डाउन कर लो. सो अदर देन दैट ऑन दिस पेज देर इज नथिंग मच, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. ओके, सो ऑन द इंटरनेशनल पेज एज वेल देर इज नथिंग मच. सो कुछ खास नज़र नहीं आ रहा है यहाँ पे. ओके, so the Ukrainian economy is already very shattered now, so they are demanding that it will require 750 billion to rebuild the damage that has been done. Okay, so ये सारी चीज़ें हैं, definitely infrastructure loss will be there. Okay, ये सब होता है. So this is how things are, but the reconstruction will be starting only after the peace is restored. शांति हो जाएगी तभी तो होगा ना. Till the time the war is going on, you cannot expect reconstruction to be carried out. Okay, so that's the point here. तो other than that there is nothing much, कुछ खास नहीं है यहाँ पे. Okay, so here again Pak army told to stay away from politics. Okay, so the point is very simple. The point is very simple. They are being told, but in reality, politics is not, you can say, separate from the Pakistani army. अलग करके आप नहीं देख सकते हो. Okay. This is how things are now. Exports grow at 16.8%, but imports have surged to 51%. So there are multiple reasons. Import surge का अंदर gold भी एक reason है. Okay, so you have fuel also one of the reason. So all that is contributing to your increased import budget. इस वजह से आपका import budget काफी increase हो गया है. Okay. So this is what we have in today's session, and government to review oil export tax on forex rate. Okay, so like recently government has introduced the duty on the export of diesel and petrol. वो हमने latest अभी किया है, ठीक है ना? So oil slips as recession fears balance tight supply. Okay, so डर यही है कि globally we might be heading towards recession, ऐसा बोला जा रहा है. But here you can say the oil prices are cooling down to $111 per barrel. The point is this, it is still very high. अभी भी ये बहुत ज़्यादा है, ठीक है ना? इतना कम नहीं है ये, अभी भी बहुत ज़्यादा है. Okay, so that's the point. Now there is another news that is there. Oil can touch 380 if Russia cuts the output. Okay, so this is how things are. So Brent prices soar to stratospheric level at that. Russia slashing oil production by 5 million barrel per day in retaliation to the price cap being considered by the group of 7. So this is how things are going to be. So अगर रशिया का ऑयल नहीं आएगा तो बिल्कुल वहाँ पे इम्पैक्ट होगा उसका. सी ईरान के ऊपर भी सैंक्शन है, इरानियन ऑयल इज नॉट कमिंग. रशियन ऑयल के ऊपर भी अगर सैंक्शन लगेंगे और वेनेजुएला के ऊपर भी सैंक्शन है, सो लाइक द प्राइसेस आर गोइंग टू इंक्रीज. दैट्स द पॉइंट. So these western countries, they should really, you can say, consider things, and it is really very important that this particular Ukraine war should end, because otherwise the problem is going to stay with us. हमारी economy normalization की तरफ नहीं जाएगी. Okay, that's the point we are making here. So other than that, that's it for the day then. Thank you very much.